below the old rugged cross and said to the sand, it is finished. The grains of sand whispered their message to the blades of grass, it is finished. A little bird swooped down and plucked a blade of grass and flew to the top of the pine tree and carried a message to the uppermost branch, it is finished. The pine, standing like a sentiment, raised his branches in the sky and repeated to the forest around the clouds and above, it is finished. The heavens echoed the wondrous liberating news, it is finished. Until the wind blew across the sea and the waves lapping on the shore repeated the message to the farthest ocean, it is finished. High five your neighbor and say, it is finished. When Jesus breathed his last breath on the cross and they hung him wide and high, and it was 3 o'clock that afternoon and the temple rent in twain and the words came out of his mouth, it is finished. There's a line Bill Gator and Gloria sang that is drawn through the ages. On that line stands an old rugged cross. On the cross, a battle is raging to gain a man's soul or his loss. On one side march the forces of evil, all the demons, all the devils of hell. But on the other side, the angels of glory. On the other side, and they meet at Golgotha's hill. The earth shakes with the force of the conflict, and the sun refuses to shine. For there hangs God's Son in the balance. And then through the darkness, he cries, it is finished. The battle is over. It is finished. There'll be no more war. It is finished. The end of the conflict. It is finished. And Jesus is Lord. Yet in my heart, the battle was still raging. Not all prisoners of war had come home. There were battlefields of my own making. I didn't know that the war had been won. But then I heard the King of the ages had fought all the battles for me, and that victory was mine for the claiming. And now, praise the Lord, I am free. It is finished. High five your neighbor and say, it is finished.